Welcome back, everyone, to the Friday night Midwest Motorsports Truck Series race. I'm Trevor Mack, filling in for James J. Tonight we are here at the 1 mile flat, very flat Milwaukee mile. Dustin Reinsettle is once again on the pole. If we can get the cameras to cooperate and show us the grid here. I think that's as good as it's going to get. Like I said, Dustin's taking the pole. On the outside of the front row is going to be Jason Phillips. Starting third is Eric Thaler, side by side with Travis Jones. Fifth will be Robert Lavery and Mark Cochran in sixth. Seventh is Michael Harris. James Olavison will be starting eighth. In row 5 is Tyler Short and Marco Lavery. And row 6 will be Robert Olavison and Charlie Smith. Just 12 drivers here tonight for this 150 lap race. Got 3 sets of tires in the pits. And my cameras still aren't working. What's going on here? As we wait for the last truck to grid up and the drivers to start rolling on the pace lap. You can do about 47 laps on a tank of fuel. So need to pit roughly twice if you can save a little bit of fuel. 3 times if need be. There's not a lot of grip in this track. I did a few practice laps, and coming off the turns, the truck just really does not want to stick to the track. So I have a feeling that tonight we might see our first caution of the season. Last 2 races have been green flag the whole way, as the drivers are making their way out of turn 2 for this pace lap before we go green. This is Dustin's second pole of the season. He's won all 3 races so far. You got 11 other drivers looking to knock him off his throne here. Pace truck comes out of turn 4, is going to pull onto pit road. And these drivers are getting ready to go green. They enter the restart zone here, and green flag is out. Dustin Reinsettle is going to lead them down to turn 1. Eric Thaler close on his bumper. Looks like Eric's already going to dive down inside of Jason Phillips for second place here. They're side by side coming off of turn 2. Phillips able to hold steady on the outside. Eric with the preferred lane on the inside of the track there, shortest way around. A little bit more grip on that slightly newer asphalt. And Eric Thaler completes the pass. Takes over second place as Dustin's already starting to drive away. I was told pre-race that Dustin said that he does not like this track. Although he was fastest in practice, he got the pole, and he's already up to over half a second lead here. He may not like it, but he sure is fast. Jason Phillips now battling back against Eric Thaler for second place. And the caution is out. Let's see what happened here. All right. Maybe Mark Cochran. Saw him a little bit sideways entering pit road. Looks like Tyler Short, the 12, is involved as well. Let's see here, going into this turn 3 and 4. Not really a good angle. See what happens. Maybe a little stack up. Going too slow for my liking. Okay, so Mark Cochran just gets loose off of turn 4. No grip out there. Tyler Short, nowhere to go, runs into the back of him. Both trucks with a little bit of damage. I actually think Tyler Short probably got the worst of that. Nobody coming to pit road except Mark Cochran. Did not take tires or anything, probably just assessing the damage. Everybody else stays out. Only had 2 laps on their tires, so no real reason to pit. As you see a couple guys here, Travis Jones, Michael Harris, and one of the Laverys coming to pit road. Maybe a fuel only stop, just to get a little bit closer to that fuel window. Like I said, you would need to save about 3 laps of fuel per run if you wanted to make it the whole way, if there is no more cautions. Try and get a little bit better with the replays there. It's the first time I've actually had to do that this season, so still trying to figure out these controls. So Jason Phillips was able to take second place back from Eric Thaler before the caution came out. James Olavison now sitting in 4th place with a couple of the trucks that have pitted. 23 of Marco Lavery in 5th. And yeah, nobody took tires on pit road. Looks like 3 fuel only stops for Jones, Harris, and Robert Lavery. So should be coming to 1 to go this time by. You see Dustin is going to take the inside line. I don't really see any benefit for the leader taking the outside line at this track. The inside line is just so much better. Could see a situation maybe once the tires start to get worn. The outside line might come in a little bit. I didn't practice that much, so I'm not too familiar with how that'll work. But maybe we'll get a longer green flag run as somebody's in the grass back here. Who was that? Robert Lavery is taking a break. Not too sure what's going on here. As he sits in the grass, start rolling again. Maybe just a bit of a technical issue there. As we're coming back to the green flag. Coming out of turn 4, pace truck going to pull to pit road once again. Very tricky pit road to get onto. As you can see, it's small opening. That's what she said. We're in the restart zone. Dustin Reinsettle just takes off, and once again, Eric Thaler on the inside line as well is able to get back past Phillips. That inside line was just such a better jump. Outside line looks like it went nowhere on that restart. A little bit more organized up front, a little bit more chaotic towards the back. What's going on back here? Side by side, Robert Olavison, Travis Jones. Travis Jones in the 96 was one of the trucks that pit. You see Cookie Monster car, that's Tyler Short right behind him. He was in that incident. I don't think he pit at all to assess any damage he might have, so I'd just be trying to feel it out right now. See how well that truck's handled. He's not dropping back far or anything like that, so looks like he's okay. Up front, ooh, it looked like Eric Thaler got a little loose off of turn 4 there. Jason Phillips is right on his bumper. Heading into turn 1. Phillips with a slightly higher entry line, maybe about half a lane up, while Thaler is right on the bottom. Now, the last time Midwest Motorsports trucks raced here was season 8, 2 seasons ago, and Eric Thaler dominated that race, leading 107 of the 150 laps. Went on to win it. Dustin Reinsettle finished second. Only led 3 laps that day. Eric wasn't that fast in practice. I was wondering what he was up to. I think he was only about 6th fastest. Showing a little bit more speed in the race here, so it'll be interesting to see if he's still just biding his time behind the 11 and just waiting to pounce on him. As now Phillips is looking to the inside again. Roughly the same as what we saw last time. Eric Thaler getting ahead for a couple laps, and Phillips taking that spot back as Phillips moves back around for 2nd place. Strong move by the 88 there. Phillips is one of our road racing experts here in Midwest. He told me that this track seems to drive a lot like a road course with the heavy braking. So he's got some high hopes for this race. He's had a little bit of bad luck in the past 2 races with some pit road incidents. Currently sits 5th in the points. Hasn't got the finishes to show for the speed that he's actually had. So hopefully no mistakes today out of the 88. '90 of James Olavison still running in 4th, but he's getting passed by Charlie Smith right now. Charlie Smith with the preferred line, and the 29 gets around him. So Smith is now up to 4th place. Now Olavison's being hounded by the 23, Marco Lavery. See, Robert Lavery is back on track, just a few spots behind these guys. Whatever technical issues he was having during that caution seemed to be fixed. Back to the battle for 5th place here. 90 of Olavison is running a little bit higher than the 23. Still both trying to stay on that freshly paved strip right around the bottom of the track. Can almost fit 2 trucks. 23's got a little bit of a run, but yeah, I guess he's going to dive down into turn 1, get side by side with James Olavison. James going way up the track. The 23 should be able to get right around him here, and he does. Moves up to 5th place, and now Olavison's under attack from Travis Jones. Jones did start closer up to the front, but he was one of those trucks that pit for fuel on that last caution, as he's going to make his way around the 90 as well. Jones finished 3rd here last time we were here 2 seasons ago. Up front, nothing new. Reinstedel almost up to a 2nd lead over Phillips. Eric Thaler not too far behind. These top 3 have separated themselves from the rest of the field. It's a pretty big gap. Back to Charlie Smith in 4th place. Closest battle on the track is between Travis Jones and Marco Lavery. Travis has some pretty good speed. Starting from the back on this restart, he's already made it through half the field. Has a little bit more fuel than everybody, so we'll see if that works to his advantage. A little bit of almost a side-by-side battle here between Mark Cochran and Tyler Short. 2 trucks that caused that last caution. Oh, it looks like, geez, Tyler almost ran into the back of Mark Cochran once again. It does look like Tyler has a little bit of damage. I wonder if we can get into a different view here. Yeah, so you see the nose is crumpled up a little bit. I don't think it'll affect him too much on a track like this. Aerodynamics not too important, so he should be okay. Although he is running some slower lap times right now. Mark Cochran, if he did have any damage, he pit to at least try and fix some of it. Maybe used a fast repair if he had to. I wouldn't think too much of him running back here. He generally is one to play the fuel saving game, although I believe he may be a lap down. Yeah, he is 1 lap down right now, but he would be the lucky dog should the caution come out. Dustin now up to a 1.5 second lead at the track he doesn't like. Again, these front 3 are pulled away from the rest of the field. Jones still trying to get around Marco Lavery here. Kind of stalled out. battle for 5th place. Seems like there is kind of 2 lines, maybe 1.5. It seems like everyone is trying to stay on that paved strip through the turns, but whoa. Jones gets a really good run off of turn 4, is able to get to the inside of Marco Lavery. Not sure if Marco slipped up a little bit, but now Jones is able to get around him. So Travis Jones up to 5th place. Yeah, so what I was saying is it seems like you can, one truck completely on the strip there, the other truck can get their left sides onto that grip strip, I'll call it. Get a little bit more speed, but I haven't really seen anyone be successful running anywhere above that, at least not yet. Further back here, Robert Lavery trying to chase down Michael Harris. It's for 8th place. Definitely a difficult track to figure out. I know I probably wouldn't be running that well if I was in this race. Dustin has certainly figured it out here. He's up to a 2-second lead. And Eric Thaler has run the 88 back down, is going side by side for 2nd place here. It's going to drive right around him in turn 3 and 4. So Eric Thaler back up to 2nd place. Jason Phillips not giving up. He's going to try and fight back to the inside here. Eric has the better run off of the corner, so it's going to keep that spot. I think Jason might be willing to run behind him for a little bit here, try and find out where Eric Thaler is faster than him. Now 2.5 seconds behind Ryan Settle for the lead. About halfway through the fuel run, so we'll see if Eric Thaler's just been playing the tire saving game and if he can start eating into this lead here that the 11 has. Jones has now caught Charlie Smith for 4th place here. Chased him down from pretty far back, so 96 still does have some speed in it. And he's going to get around the 29. So Travis Jones up to 4th place. Charlie Smith back to 5th. Thaler not really gaining anything on the 11 since he took over 2nd place. That lead of the 11s has increased by 1/10. Although now through that turn, that 10th has gone away. So let's see a little lap time comparison here. See at the bottom, lap time comparison with the leader. So Dustin was a little bit slower that last time around. We'll keep an eye on this for a moment. Just see if that was just a one-time thing or if Eric Thaler has found a little bit of speed here. Got Joey in the chat cheering on his buddy Charlie Smith. As always, I feel like Charlie's always got some friends in the YouTube chat. Eric Thaler gained a ton of time through 1 and 2 there. Looked like he gained about 2/10 just through that one turn alone. See what the lap is like overall. I think that was the same case the lap before as well, is that the 15 seemed to be a little bit faster through 1 and 2, kind of even through 3 and 4. All right, so that time Dustin was about 3/100ths faster than the 15, so we'll call it even. Yeah, and the 15 just a little bit better through 1 and 2. Needs to figure something out through 3 and 4 there. Still about another 15 to 20 laps before these guys are going to have to pit. Let those tires wear out a little bit more. Everybody should be taking tires on this pit stop. Like I said, you really only need 2 pit stops, hopefully, if you play the fuel game right. And you got 3 sets of tires in the pit, so no reason to save any this week. Back here at the battle for 5th place, Charlie Smith still has it. Marco Lavery wants it. Charlie definitely has a fast truck. He drove up to 4th earlier. Might have used up his tires just a little bit, as it seems to be dropping back into the clutches of these other guys now. Guy's pretty even on speed. Seemed like once Marco got to the back of the 23, he couldn't really do anything with him. Maybe waiting for Smith to slip up a little bit, give him a better run to the inside. Smith's just trying to hold on until he can pit for some tires here in about 15 more laps. Back up front, Eric Thaler is slowly eating away at the lead of Reinstedel. It's down to 2.3 seconds now, 2.2. Reinstedel maybe a little bit of trouble getting around the lapped truck of, I believe that's Robert Olavison up there. May have slowed him down a little bit. Now only 2.1 seconds over Eric Thaler. So we'll see now that Dustin's clear of that lap number 22. If he starts pulling away again. But for now, it seems like Eric Thaler is a little bit faster. We stay green too. These pit stops are going to be really important. Getting on and off pit road going to be quite difficult, so whoever gain a couple seconds there could be deciding what's going to win this race. Jason Phillips has dropped way back. He's about 3 seconds behind Eric Thaler now after being on his bumper not many laps ago, it seems like. So Jason may have really overheated his tires, really worn them out. He's slipping off the pace here. Still 6 seconds above 4th place Travis Jones, though, so he's not really in any danger of losing that, but he's probably dying for a pit stop. Lead now only 1.7 seconds between Eric and Dustin. Eric is definitely faster. I don't think he'll be able to get to him before this pit stop. 1.6 seconds now. It'll be interesting to see who pits first, gets that little bit of advantage on those new tires. The 15 comes in a lap or two sooner. Make it for an interesting battle. Although I feel like Thaler is a little bit better with the fuel saving. He's usually one of the last ones to pit on these cycles. So I wouldn't be surprised if the 11 is the first of these two to hit pit road. And still roughly 10 laps away from those pit stops. Gap now down to 1.5 seconds. About a tenth a lap or so that Eric Thaler is catching the 11. Let's see if we can go on board here. That is not what I want. Cockpit. There we go. On board with Eric Thaler. See him entering turn 1. Pretty deep. Losing a little bit of grip through the center of the turn. It looks like the back end of the truck is sliding out from under him quite a bit. He tries to get it to rotate. And into turn 3 here. Again, a little bit of a sharp arc. Slides it up a little bit. I don't think that's on purpose. I just think that's loss of grip. As you see, the real loss of grip. Sawing on the wheel there off of turn 4. So not much grip at all, but he's still gaining quite a bit of time as Dustin Reinsettle is trying to lap the 12 of Tyler Short. Just a 1.2 second lead now. Thaler a lot more stable through 1 and 2. We'll watch him again here through 3 and 4 here, see if gets loose, starts cranking the wheel to the right. Not quite as bad as the last time. Might be trying to take it easy, knowing that the 12 is to his outside there. He gets around to lap him. Dustin able to gain a little bit more time as the 15 deals with that lap traffic. Now he's hunting him back down. Again, pretty smooth through 1 and 2. Get back to turn 3 and 4. Yeah, a little bit loose. Not quite as much going to. Oh wow, yeah. Once he gets onto the front stretch, you think the turn's over, but the truck still wants to slide out from under you. Still not really losing anything to the 11, even with all that back and forth on the wheel. So he's definitely figured something out here. Lap 43. Pit stop should be coming in about 5 laps. No real close battles on the racetrack. Only 8 cars left on the lead lap. So Charlie Smith actually did come to pit road while we were watching that battle. It's a little bit early. And Mark Cochran has retired from the race. So Charlie Smith has completed his 4-tire pit stop on lap 39. So he's banking on there being more cautions along the way, because definitely can't make it pitting there. As you see the 90 of James Olavison on pit road now. As well as Jason Phillips. The first of our quote-unquote leaders entering pit road from 3rd place. You know, he really wants his tires. Still a little bit early, in my opinion, unless you really think you can stretch that fuel and there's not going to be any more cautions. Can't quite see from here, but I wouldn't expect anything less than 4 tires for these guys. Dustin Reinsettle now on pit road as well, so he's going to be the first to jump to pit road. We'll see how long Eric Thaler waits. And should be 4 tires for everyone here. Marco Lavery on pit road as well. Yep, 4 tires on the 11. Eric Thaler going to stay out at least 1 more lap. Getting his lap lead here, or second lap lead. 4 trucks have not pit, so Thaler, Jones, Robert Lavery, and Michael Harris all have not come to pit road yet. See how long Eric Thaler stays out here. Is he going to come this time? Not looking that good. So that's 3 laps now that he's stayed out longer. We know he's faster on the long run, but Reinsettle's definitely going to be getting an advantage here for all these laps that he's got newer tires. So the other trucks that have not pit are the ones that pit for fuel only on that, what was it, lap 2 or lap 3 caution. So Eric has certainly done a good job. He's coming to pit road now, I believe. Looks like he's slowing down. A little bit squirrely getting on pit road, but fairly clean as long as he wasn't speeding. There should be 4 tires and fuel for the 15. Clean entry into his box. And it's going to hand the lead over to the 96, Travis Jones. You would think he's probably going to pit in the next lap or 2, along with the 33 and the 40, which would hand the lead back to Reinsettle once they do. Is he coming to pit road now? It looks like maybe he's slowing a little. Nope, not yet. So Jones going to stay out and maintain the lead. Robert Lavery in second. Michael Harrison third. All staying out so far. And currently, it's about a 7-second gap from Ryan Settle back to Eric Thaler. So he's about a second and a half behind before the pit stops. Now 7 seconds. It's going to be a lot to make up. He does have slightly better tires. He is faster on the long run. So let's see how much he's able to chase the 11 down before their next pit stop around lap 100 or so. Jones, Robert Lavery still staying out. Michael Harris still hasn't pit either. Got to be coming soon. Jones staying low, so he must be coming to pit road this time, and he does. Able to get on cleanly. Let's see if the 33 is going to stay out. The 40s, I believe, is going to stay out as well. Yep, so Robert Lavery takes over the lead from sitting in the grass to leading this race. But he's got Dustin Ronsetto right on his tail. This is for position. Dustin on 4 fresh tires should be able to easily get around the 33 here whenever he gets close enough. 33 still not pitting. Maybe he was able to save some extra fuel somehow while he was sitting in the grass. I believe the 40 has not pit yet either. As Dustin Reinsettle goes to the outside, coming out of turn 2. On those fresh tires, he should be able to drive right around the 33, and he does. Reinsettle back to the lead here at Milwaukee. And 33 still staying out. I'm kind of surprised that these guys have so much fuel. So Michael Harris coming to pit road now. He gets on clean. Robert Lavery, the only truck that hasn't pit in this cycle yet. I'd be shocked if he doesn't pit this time. I'm surprised that he's even been able to stay out this long. He's in a ultra fuel save mode. Could work to his advantage later in the race. And he's still staying out. All right. Well, good job, Robert Lavery. Eric Thaler now only 3 seconds back from the leaders, so he's gained up a whole bunch of time just in these last few laps. So he was 7 seconds back before, now only 3. Pretty good speed going for the 15. As the 12 of Tyler Short has also now retired from the race. Which leaves us just 10 trucks left here. $33 still has not pit. We're on lap 56. He did pit, I believe, on lap 3. So he's able to run about 53 laps. A couple of those are under caution. Okay, he's staying really low this time. Definitely coming to pit road. See if he gets on clean. Real slow entry just to be safe. And that completes our pit cycle. Dustin Reinsettle now, well, now it says 5-second lead, so I don't really trust my timing and scoring. I said 3 seconds just a little bit ago. 5-second lead now for Dustin. Eric Thaler still a little bit faster. Get back to our lap comparisons here. Well, last lap he was not faster. Still not faster that lap. Interesting. Well, we'll see if the strategy works out for the 15 in the long run. For now, Ryan Settle still controlling the show. Bit of a battle back here between Olafson and Michael Harris Jr. They are a lap down. battling for 7th place. I believe there's only 6 trucks left on the lead lap. Charlie Smith in 6th being the last one, as he's looking to get lapped by the 11 right now. He's the first to pit road, so the 29 has slightly older tires than everybody else. So 60 laps in, and we're already down to 5 trucks on the lead lap. Ryan Siddle setting a blistering pace as per usual here. Jason Phillips still in 3rd, no real competition. Eric Thaler's about 5 seconds ahead. Travis Jones in 4th, about 7 seconds behind. Just racing with some lap cars here, trying to figure out how to make a little bit more speed. As I mentioned, Jones in 4th place. And the last car on the lead lap is now the 23, Marco Lavery. Ryan Siddle still with just over a 5-second lead over Eric Thaler. I feel like the 15 is faster, though. The lap times aren't really showing it. He is gaining a 10th here and there. Just 2 100ths that last lap. Got 3 viewers with us in the YouTube chat. Don't know if James is watching tonight, but if you are watching, hello James, hope you're doing well. Back here at the battle for 8th or 7th place. We got Robert Lavery going after Michael Harris. Harris way up the track. There's no man's land. Definitely no grip up there. 38 gets side by side. Looks like he's just going to be able to drive right around him into turn 1. And he's clear. So Robert Lavery back up to 7th place. With the freshest tires, as he was able to stay out seemingly 6 or 7 more laps than everybody else. Now, if we don't get another caution, and everybody else has to pit twice, and he doesn't, could be looking at a win for the 33. Still 5.1 second lead. The 11 over the 15, so 15 no longer gaining anything with his 3-lap pressure tires. Again, we're only about 15 laps into the fuel run. It was about 25 to 30 before we saw the 15 start to be faster before. Let's talk about one of our new drivers. Charlie Smith, the 29, one of the newbies here at Midwest Motorsports this season, 23 years old from Ohio. Got 2 cats. He's been iRacing for almost a year now, showing some promise here in our league. His goal for this season is to win a race. It's a long season, still about, I believe, 19 or 20 races left. He's got plenty of time to do that. Favorite NASCAR driver is Ross Chastain. Welcome to Midwest Motorsports, Charlie. We're glad to have you. So Dustin Reinsettle's getting a little bit close to Marco Lavery here to put him a lap down. to leave just 4 trucks on the lead lap. Not even halfway through this race. Kind of crazy. I'm assuming we're going to interview Dustin after this race, whether it's for the win or one of our top 3 positions. So I'd really like to know what it is about this track that he doesn't like so much. I'm sure he likes being in the lead. Not only has Dustin won all 3 races this season, he's led 238 of the 315 laps that we've completed, not including today. It's only extending that lead lap percentage. Had the lead all race today, except for the few that the 15 and the 33 led through the pit cycle. It's only extending his lead now on Eric Thaler up to 5.6 seconds. No surprise, he also holds the fastest lap of the race at 30.032 seconds, which is roughly the same as his fastest lap in practice. Nobody else really able to come close to that. The next fastest was Eric Thaler at 30.147, a whole tenth slower. Marco Lavery holding strong onto this lead lap. I feel like Dustin's been right behind him for about 5 laps now. Not able to get by, but still extending his lead. I'm sure he's in no rush. Not much going on the track other than this. We'll just keep an eye on Marco Lavery trying to stay on the lead lap here. Now, I say that there is a little bit of a battle back here between Michael Harris and Charlie Smith for 7th place. And at this point, Charlie probably has about 15 lap older tires than the 40, so 40 should have quite a bit more grip, not have too much trouble getting around him. As he makes the move on the outside. Pretty impressive. As Dustin has now lapped the 23. Leaving 4 trucks on the lead lap here. His next target is Travis Jones in 4th. Still about 6 seconds ahead of our leader before he would go a lap down. All right, who else can we talk about? We got James Olavison currently running in 9th place. What do we got on James here? Thought I had something. Bear with me. Maybe I don't. Okay, we'll come back to that. All right. Robert Lavery, 6th place. Fuel saving extraordinaire. Freshest tires currently. 53-year-old from Florida. Got a dog named Nuka. Translates to little sister. Been iRacing for about 1 year. Says he chose the number 33 because it was his all-time favorite baseball player, Eddie Murray, the Baltimore Orioles. And his goal here is just to improve as a driver. I think we've certainly seen that at least over last season. definitely shown more speed. Both him and his son. Running 5th and 6th right now. All right, now Eric Thaler is starting to eat away at that lead. Last time I mentioned it was 5.6 seconds. We're now down to 4.6 seconds, so something's happening here. Gets a little squirrely off 1 and 2. Has he just been saving his stuff for the end of the run? Like last time, he's got quite a bit more ground to make up this time. Just about a 10th faster than our leader the last time by. And another 10th faster that time by. Down to 4.5 seconds. So again, about 1/10 of a second a lap, at least for now. They're going to have to pit in about 15 laps. So I don't think he's going to actually be able to get to the back of the 11 before pitting again. He has a bit more fuel. Would be a little bit interesting if this does come down to a fuel mileage race. I know these guys seem to have pit a little bit early last time, but I don't know if that means they had to pit or if they're confident that they can save a little bit going forward. You are off the throttle quite a bit at this track. So if you had to save some fuel, if you had to clutch it for a while, it's definitely doable. Probably clutch it halfway around the track and still make okay speed if you had to. Not much gain these last few laps between the 11 and the 15. Not much going on elsewhere on the track either. So let's talk about some more drivers. We've got the 88, Jason Phillips, 47 years old, from Chattanooga, Tennessee. He's got 2 pets, Sally and Pitty. Don't know if those are dogs or cats or horses or rabbits. He didn't say. His goal in joining the series is just get better at the ovals, which he's certainly done. He was able to win last season. Running 3rd here today. Always running some sort of throwback type paint. Different sponsors, but always got the big ass fans on the back. Usually some sort of DEI throwback, which this one is looking a little bit Martin Truex Jr., Bass Pro Shops E. We can get a little bit of a closer look here. Okay, so we do have Bass Pro Shops on the truck bed. What do we got on the hood? Oh, just the big ass fans. All right. Yeah, it definitely looks like a kind of 2005 Martin Truex Jr. as somebody's coming to pit road. Is that Charlie Smith? Yeah, so the first to pit, the last time is going to be the first to pit again. And Eric Thaler is on pit road as well. Really early stop for him. I guess he's trying something different. Going to see if he can chase down the 11, maybe turning this into a 2-stop race. Not sure if he realized he's not going to have the fuel either way, so split this last run into 2 halves here. We'll see if that works out for him. So Charlie Smith and Eric Thaler first to pit. We'll see if Dustin copies the 15 or if he's going to stay out. And he is coming to pit road. So it looks like they're both going to try this 2-stop race because definitely can't make it to the end from here on fuel. '88 on pit road as well. So only truck that can try and make it on one more stop on the lead lap is going to be Travis Jones. Now this will work out real interesting for Robert Lavery, because I think for sure he's going to try and do it on just one more stop, considering how long he stayed out on that last pit cycle. It seems like possibly everybody else is turning this into a two-stop race of the 96 coming to pit road. No. So we'll see what the 96 does here. He might stay out as well. Again, he was one of the later trucks to pit on that first pit cycle. A little bit different strategies going on here. So 11, 15, 88. All going to have to pit again, but want to take advantage of that extra fresh set of tires that they would just have sitting on pit road. The 96 continues to stay out, although Reinsettle's only 2.5 seconds behind him, so certainly going to be catching him back for the lead here. So if this strategy is going to work out, just depends on the timing of these pit stops. You see the 11 creeping into the picture behind the 96 here, now down to only 1.7 seconds. 1.4, 1.3. Yeah, the 11 is flying on those new tires compared to 96. 15's only 3.5 seconds back from the 11 though. So he was able to gain a little bit of time pitting one lap early there. I think he caught the 11 by surprise. As Dustin is going to take the lead back from the 96. Jones continues to stay out. Kind of hope he does stay out. Let's see some people try something different here. As Marco Lavery is on pit road, Robert Olavison as well. So these guys still can't make it on fuel. You got to get at least somewhere close to lap 100 if you're going to try and make it. 92 is too early for that. Everybody got at least one more stop still. And watching Jones to see how long he's able to stay out there. 96 and the 33 and the 40 are the only ones not to pit so far. '15's going to have to get around the 96 fairly quickly here if he's going to try and track down the 11. About 4 seconds behind him now. Thaler looks to the inside of Travis Jones with the preferred line. He's going to drive right around on those fresh tires. Goes back to hunting down the 11. Roughly the same distance he was back before the pit stops now. The 11 has 1 lap fresher tires than the 15. I don't think that'll make too much of a difference here, especially with the 15 already being faster on the long run. Still waiting for 96, 33, and the 40 to hit pit road for what could be their final stop, as we're getting a little bit closer to lap 100 here. So the 96 is on pit road now. 54 laps to go. I would be surprised if he could make it. He maybe could. It's going to be close. He's going to have to do some major fuel saving if he only wants to pit once more. 33 we know can make it. he can probably stay out for another 10 laps here, just based off how long he stayed out on the first run. 40 should be coming to pit road fairly soon. We'll see if he pits this time by. He's trying again to stay on the lead lap here with the 11 right behind him. He's not pitting this lap, but he is going to go a lap down again. .33 is still out as well. And the 15 still just about 4.6 seconds back from the 11, so really not changing at all there. Thinking the 40 will still be the next one to pit road whenever that happens. He can probably make it from here. Gonna be coming to lap 100 this time by with 50 to go. Still have to do a little bit of fuel saving, but should be okay. .40 is running so high up on the track. He's pretty much the only truck I see running in what looks like the 4th lane. And he's in 5th place. You know, I get he hasn't pit yet, but even when he does pit, I feel like he'll still be in about 7th place. So whatever he's doing up there is working for him. Maybe coming to, is he slowing it down? I can't tell. Yeah, he's way low. He's pitting this time. Lap 101. The 40 making what could be his final pit stop. So now the 33 in 4th place. The only truck who hasn't pit on this cycle. Gonna stay out a little bit longer. For sure can make it on fuel from one more stop. Eric Thaler now 4.8 seconds back, so the 11 is extending his lead. I just don't see, without another caution, how the 15 is going to make up that much time with just 48 laps remaining now. Four trucks on the lead lap. 96 has gone a lap down by staying out the extra few laps on those tires. It doesn't really look like he's fuel saving either, considering how much speed he's got to the 15 right in front of him there. Or if he is fuel saving, he's still able to maintain his speed. Let's see if we can get on board with him here. Take a look at the gauges. See if he's clutching at all. Doesn't look like it. So he either knows he has to pit again or he's good on fuel either way. Gonna get around the 15 here. Try and get a little bit closer to getting his lap back. He is in the lucky dog position, so should the caution come out, the 96 would be back on the lead lap. .33 still has not pit. Could definitely make it on fuel if he pits now. Ryan settles right behind him, going to put him a lap down, which would just leave 3 trucks on the lead lap. So if I were the 33, I mean, I don't really see a point in staying it any longer. Just come and get your fresh tires. Looks like he's doing that right now. Needs a clean entry, no speeding. So that completes this pit cycle. The 33 coming in for what should be his final stop, while possibly everybody else has to pit again. He drives through his box. Well, maybe not. Lines are just painted weird on the screen here. I don't think it's going to work out for a win. I think he's a little bit too far behind for the strategy to turn into a win for him, but definitely a top 5. Ryan Settle maintains a 5-second lead over Eric Thaler now. Jason Phillips, the only other truck on the lead lap, in 3rd place. 15 seconds back, 20 seconds back. The only real change that's happened is Eric Thaler now has taken over the fastest lap of the race. 29.940. I have no idea how he did that. I think the fastest I was able to run in my practice was a 30.4. So Thaler is just flying out there. Not quite enough to catch the 11 though. Everybody is pretty spread out for the most part on track. No real close battles. Closest one is for 6th place here. Robert Lavery on the fresh tires, chasing down Charlie Smith. Most recent to pit versus the first truck to pit. 33 is probably just going to fly by him right here. Wouldn't be surprised to see Charlie hit pit road fairly shortly for his final stop. Unless he's just looking to ride it out. Hope for a caution and have a fresh set of tires along with everybody else. Phillips is about 8 seconds in front of Ryan Settle to stay on the lead lap. I don't think that the 11 could gain that much time. So I don't really expect him to go a lap down. But again, only 3 trucks left on the lead lap here. 11 just extending his lead, 5.6 seconds up. Over the 15 now. Once again, we're at that point in the race where I would love a promoter's caution. And just put everybody back on the lead lap, why not? YouTube chat, we got more fans of Charlie Smith. Brush7494, rooting for Charlie Smith as well. I feel like Charlie Smith is our most popular driver. Nobody else has any fans out here. Give Charlie a little bit of airtime for his fans. Go on board here. See how loose he is on these old tires. Not able to hold it to the bottom, not much grip down there. Pretty steady off throttle. Don't see him moving the wheel a lot. Goes into turn 1 and 2. See the lap truck 22 of Robert Olafson up high. Well, a lot less grip for the 29 through 1 and 2. See him slide up the track there. Sponsored by Flight. Next generation of light beer. Never heard of it. Eric Thaler is on pit road. Interesting. This would be his final stop. Guess he figured not gaining any time on the 11. He's going to make this last pit stop. Maybe the 11's going to stay out a little bit longer, give him a chance to close that gap. We'll see if Ryan Settle once again copies him. Not this time by. The 11 going to stay out at least one more lap. 15 currently a lap down as they run before the 11 makes his pit stop. And it looks like the 11's slowing down to come to pit. No, he's not. But 11's just that confident. I mean, he has a big enough lead that he could realistically stay out 3 to 5 laps and not have to worry about losing the lead and then come out with fresher tires. So not a huge amount of pressure to pit right here, but I wouldn't expect him to stay out more than a few more laps at the most. The 15 trying to get his lap back here. Could just punt the 11 out of the way and make it interesting if he wants. Although I know he won't do that. Eric Thaler is a clean racer. Good friends with Dustin Reinsettle. Would give me something good to talk about, or interesting to talk about. Get to use my little replay tools again. So Eric Thaler gets around to go just back on the lead lap as the 11 continues to stay out. It will be interesting on how much the 15 closes in on the lead once the 11 does decide to pit. I believe there are 4 laps difference now. When did it? 1:15. Yeah, so 5 laps actually since the 15 pit. 11 possibly coming to pit road now. Jason Phillips in the 88 is on pit road. Okay, so the 11's coming as well. 6 laps different in pit times. So let's see what happens. It was 5.5 seconds lead before this pit cycle. This is actually going to hand the lead back to Travis Jones, I believe, once again. Not sure if he has to pit again or not. I feel like he does, but not certain. Actually, he was so far behind that 15's going to maintain the lead. He's actually ahead of Dustin Reinsettle now. As you see, Reinsettle still coming off the access road. 1.6 seconds back from the 15. All right, we got a race now. 30 laps to go. Reinsettle with 5 laps fresher tires. Has Eric Thaler been saving something this whole race to keep this lead now over the 11? Or is the 11 going to chase him back down? It's already down to 1.2 seconds. 5 lap newer tires is definitely going to have the little bit of an advantage. Seems to be faster all race. 15 could be saving a little something here. 1 second lead now coming off of turn 4. 28 laps to go. 29, sorry. Yeah, Dustin just seems way faster. Already under 0.3 of a second. Being held up a little bit by the 33 of Robert Lavery, but he's trying to stay on the lead lap as well. Dustin just seems to have so much more speed. Go on board with Dustin here. It's already to the inside of the 15. If he gets around him, I don't see any coming back from this. And he does. Dustin clears Eric Thaler. 27 laps to go. Already up to 0.4 of a second lead. I thought it'd be a little bit more difficult than that. I don't know if the 11 is just that fast. I can't imagine that the 15 is still trying to save tires enough that he'd actually let the 11 go by. I think the 11 is just that much faster. Almost up to a full second lead now. So looks like Dustin might just drive away with this thing once again. Jones in third place. Like I said, not sure if he can make it on fuel. Robert Lavery, the 33, is in fifth place. He can make it on fuel. But I'm thinking it's just going to result in a fifth place finish here for him. Oh, and Travis Jones cannot make it on fuel. I didn't think so, especially seeing him push so hard. I thought there's no way that he's getting that good of fuel mileage. He knows it too. He's going to pit for the last set of tires here with 25 laps to go. So the thing is, if we do get a caution, 33 would be the lucky dog. First car 1 lap down. In fifth place, now fourth place as he passes the 96. He's the only driver with a set of tires left on pit road. So if the caution does come out and say another 10 laps, nobody else has tires to take except him. He's going to be way faster than everybody else. So 33 really wants a caution. The 11 does not want a caution. Now up to 2.5 seconds over Eric Thaler. Jason Phillips 21 seconds back, which he's been pretty much the entirety of the last run. So he's not losing any time to the leaders, but he's just too far back to put to use to whatever he's learnt over the course of this race. Certainly improved over the last time we were here, though, where he finished 8th. He's been in the top 3 all day here. Tie up is second. Now a 3-second lead for the 11. Just continues to extend it. 15 was faster on the long run, but now that the 11's got 5 laps newer tires, I just don't see that being a thing here, especially only with 21 laps to go. Where's Robert Lavery? Yeah, caution would be fun. I think with only 10 trucks left on track, don't see it happening. Especially with everybody so spread out. Nobody else having to come to pit road, so nobody's going to be hitting the barrels or anything. Very likely just going to be green to the end here. But never say never. Don't turn off the YouTube stream just yet. No real close battles on track. Ryan settled now up to a 4.3 second lead over Eric Thaler. Well, let's see if we got any more fun facts here. Who do we got? Michael Harris. I don't know if I got anything. Oh, I do. Michael Harris, Jr., 32, Concord, North Carolina. Got a tuxedo cat named Jamie. Been iRacing on and off for 11 years now. Quite a long time. Says he chose the number 40 because he's been running it for a few seasons. Kind of just become his identity here in Midwest Motorsports. I feel like his very first season he was in a different number, which was about 4 or 5 seasons ago now, but ever since then he's been running the 40. His goal every year is just to do better than last year. Well, he's currently sitting third in points, so no wins or anything yet to show for it, but top 3 in points if he's able to stay there at the end of the season. I'm sure he'll be happy with that. Robert able to maintain a 20-second lead over his son in 6th place, so should easily be able to finish 5th, but Travis Jones has got around him for 4th place with a little bit fresher tires. He would be the lucky dog should the caution come out. Ryan Settle's lead now 5 seconds over Eric Thaler. No, I wish I had more to talk about. Sorry if this hasn't been the most entertaining broadcast for our viewers out there. As Jason Phillips gives the wall a little tap. Gives me something to talk about for a second at least. James Lobison still on track in 9th place. I believe Robert is as well, rounding out the top 10. I think we've hit on everybody today. Yeah, I wish James was here. I know James would have some trivia for me that I wouldn't be able to answer. Some fun facts about Milwaukee. The 11 laps to go now. Go on board with Dustin. Saw earlier how much Eric Thaler was driving on the wheel. See if there's much of a difference here with the 11 truck. Looked pretty smooth through 1 and 2 there. And again through 3 and 4. I mean, it seems like he's really able to keep it a lot closer to that white line than anybody else. We didn't see any of that sawing back and forth off of turn 4 like we've seen with most trucks. Which is probably why he's leading this race. Really not much movement going on at all. Very smooth on the wheel. See again in 3 and 4 here if that last lap was just a fluke or if that's an every lap thing for him. Yeah, just not really getting loose. Real smooth off the turn. Curious to know what his brake bias is. I'm going to have to ask him that after the race. Not sure if he's going to tell us. Slides up a little bit there in turns 1 and 2. He can afford it. He's got a 7-second lead now. Wow. Okay. Did not expect him to drive away by that much in these closing laps. Going to be coming in 7 laps to go here. Already won 3 races this season. He has said he doesn't know how much he's gonna be around later on in the season, so trying to get as many points in as he can now. Do have 3 drop races. So out of their 22 race season, your 3 worst finishes, including do not starts, won't be counted. So he could technically miss up to 3 races and still be in contention for the championship here. 5 laps to go. Would drag him into the broadcast and chat with him a little bit here, see if we can distract him, get him to slip up. We're going to be talking to him here in just a few laps anyway. I'm going to just 4 laps to go. Eric Thaler now is gaining on him a little bit. It was over 7 seconds. Now he's only 6.7 seconds back, but looks like it's going to be too little too late for the 15. As we're finally getting towards the end of a long run here where the 15 is generally faster, but no way to make up that much time in just 3 laps unless the 11 makes a mistake. Not really known for making mistakes. 3 to go. The 11 just on another Friday night cruise here. Makes it look easy. It's certainly not. Track is probably one of the hardest, at least for me. Can't really seem to figure it out. Again, the 15 is gaining about a tenth, the half a tenth a lap. Not going to be enough. The 11 comes down the backstretch. Lap and a half to go. Looking for the white flag. He goes through the turn here that seems to last forever. White flag out. 1 lap to go for Dustin Reinsettle. Looking for his 4th win of the season. Just 4 races in. Absolutely dominating every race so far this season. He's going to do it again here. Going through turns 3 and 4 for the final time. Out onto the front stretch. It's going to be 4 in a row for Dustin Reinsettle here at the Midwest Motorsports Truck Series. Eric Thaler going to hold on to finish 2nd. And way back, still entering turn 3. It's going to be Jason Phillips rounding out the podium as the last truck on the lead lap. He's going to finish 3rd. Finally closes one out here with no mistakes. Not quite good enough for the win, but still a top 3. Dustin comes back around to the front stretch. Do a burnout for us here. Waiting. There we go. All right, so we're going to get you some interviews with the top 3 finishers here. Just run through the running order. Mark Cochran finished 12th. Tyler Short, 11th. Robert Olavison was 10th. James Olavison, 9th. Charlie Smith finished 8th. Michael Harris Jr. is in 7th. 6th place was Marco Lavery. 5th place, Robert Lavery with the fuel strategy. 4th was Travis Jones. 3rd place is Jason Phillips. Eric Thaler in 2nd. And of course, your winner, Dustin Reinsettle. Just going to try and bring in some drivers here. Looking for Jason Phillips. Can join. He's still going down pit road. Should have him here in a second. Let me just quickly message Jason here. All right, we're just waiting for Jason Phillips to hop on the chat for his interview. Might have to just skip over him for a second here. All right, while we wait for him, we'll talk to Eric Thaler. Eric, second place. Got to be honest, I was expecting a little bit more after how dominant you were last time by. Where do you think you were lacking in speed today?
Well, a lot of practice. I didn't get a lot of seat time before this race, so Dustin had a lot of speed. I was trying to emulate a little bit of it, as we hit stage two. Well, not stage two. After our first pit stop, and we're starting to gain a little bit on him, but he was taking off, and I pit there at the end. And took two tires, which, if anybody was chasing me, they would have passed me. Just trying to get in front of him and maintain. But again, he had a fast truck tonight, and a lot of props to him.
Okay, yeah, I didn't know that you only took two tires on that last stop there. I was wondering why the 11 seemed to be so much faster. I wasn't quite expecting that. Was it just wanted to make sure you got out ahead of him? And
Yeah, I was trying to get some track position on him. When I pit, he was about 4.5 seconds in front of me, and I tried to time it to where I could take one can of fuel and just right side tires and just try to close the gap a little bit, and it helped. But just having those left sides fresh, you had a little bit more of an advantage there.
yeah, so anytime I went on board with your truck, it seemed like you were a tenth to 2 tenths faster than Dustin in turns 1 and 2, but then Dustin was a lot better through 3 and 4. Was there something particular about 3 and 4 that you found more challenging or different than 1 and 2?
Yeah, I just couldn't figure out exit of four.
Hmm.
I kept getting the right rear a little loose on it, and I couldn't gain speed coming off the corner. One and two seemed to be a little more smooth for me. You could roll a little bit easier through two and getting on the throttle, where four you kind of had to time it just perfectly just to maintain grip. So he Dustin was quite a bit faster than me. There as the tires wore. So that's uh that's why you got had quite the gap there.
Yeah, well, second place finish in a row. We're heading to Daytona next week, so maybe the racing luck gods will be on your side there.
Yep, anything can happen there. So looking
Yeah,
forward to it.
exactly. All right, thanks, Eric.
So thanks, Trevor.
All right, that was your second place finisher, Eric Thaler. Finally got Jason Phillips up in the booth here. Just got to get him off mute.
I'm here.
Jason, all right, so
Yeah,
no pit road mistakes today. You do bring it home third, but just lacking in speed compared to the top two there. Talk us through your race.
I struggled. I got 1 and 2 down. I think. I mean, I kept watching my times with Dustin, and I think like Eric said, 1 and 2 I was good, but 3 and 4 I just couldn't figure out. I think it was my entry into three, but I don't know. Again, that's a tough track. It's like a cheese grater every lap. But
Yeah. Well, it seemed like towards the end of the race, you were kind of close to the lap times of the two leaders, but at that point you were about 20 seconds back. So do you feel like you learned a lot through the duration of the race to pick up some speed towards the end?
well, it's again 1 and 2. 1 and 2 is just like it's a hard turn. But you carry more speed going into 3 and 4, and I don't know if I was pit or if I was braking too early or braking too late. I know I was trying to watch their entry when we were together to begin with, and I don't know. Again, that's a tough oval. Again, it
Yeah.
feels like a cheese grater every lap.
Well, I mentioned that last time here you finished 8th, so you moved up to 3rd now. So you're figuring it out a little bit more. Maybe you can get some tips from Dustin after the race in case we ever come back here.
Right on. Again, thank you guys. I mean, I had a blast. It's I enjoy this. It's still a learning experience. Some of it I'm getting good at, and still there's a track like this, man. It'll humble you.
Yeah. Well, it can't be too mad at a podium finish still. So good job today.
All right, thank you, sir. Thank you, Midwest.
All right. Thanks, Jason. All right. Moving on to the winner of the race for the 4th time in a row. It's the 11 of Dustin Reinstedel. I don't even know what to ask you except for maybe what your brake bias was, because you just flat out stomped him again today.
That's the big thing here. I'm telling you, a lot of these guys don't know how low you can go with it. I've never went this low on brake bias. I think I ran, like I said, I hate this track. So I ran like 90 laps of practice before the race in our on the league session, and I just kept going down on brake bias. I think I started at like 58 and I made it to where I could go all the way down to 41, and 40 is the lowest you can go in the trucks. Wow. So that's how low I was.
Okay. Yeah, because I seem to remember the last time we were here when I was still racing, you had said something about your brake bias after the race that I had never even thought about running it that low. And I think you had said 45 or something like that, which I think I've never even gone below 50. So it kind of blew my mind when you said that. And I tried it in practice, but I didn't go lower than 43, I think. So 41 is I don't know how you made it on pit road with that kind of brake bias.
I would turn it all the way up. So I had it at like 44 on the standard. I could adjust it down to 41, up to 47. So I put it on 47. But if you go back and watch the last pit stop, I definitely just about bend it on entrance. Absolutely.
Well, I mean, another dominating performance. I don't know if you get bored out there just with the lead.
No,
but
I was trying to. I was honestly watching my relative. I have one of the Race Lab relatives, and it shows everybody's lap times around me. And I was pretty much watching that the entire time, just trying to stay around Eric or beat him on a lap, or keep it close. Because that very first run, I mean, he cut like a second and a half off on the end of the run. And then second run, he cut it off in the first part of the run. So when he came out ahead of me on 2 tires, I didn't know. I'm like the world's worst at thinking about 2 tires or 4 tires. So when he came out in front of me with 2, I figured it was probably a good move and that he could hold it. But you just slide so much here. The lefts kind of help keep you down on the bottom.
So what is it you don't like about this track then?
I hate every flat track. If I'm being completely honest, I don't know, Martinsville, this place, New Hampshire. I don't know why I hate it, because you would think with how I trail brake, I would like it, but arcing the corners and diamonding it, like flying in on entry, hitting the apex, and then kind of letting it drift a little. It's not my usual cup of tea. I'm still learning on that end. But honestly, the brake bias has helped a lot on figuring all that out.
All right. Well, everybody else listening, make notes. If we ever come back to Milwaukee, try 41% brake bias. In the meantime, we're going to be going to Daytona next week, so kind of wide open. I'd be surprised if we see you go out and lead every lap of that race, but
no, definitely
never
not.
know. Any confidence going into that one?
I think I've finished second place there. I don't know how many times. It's quite a few. I think I've won there like twice in any league race across every league I've ever raced in. And I think the one time I won at Talladega in the trucks, I won from like 13th on the last lap. There was a big wreck. So I push people to win a lot. I'm usually not pushed, and I imagine with my good start to the season, I can't blame anybody for not pushing me on the last lap. So I'll push somebody to the win.
Okay. Well, it's almost getting to the point where we've got to come up with some sort of cash prize for whoever can beat you. So let's see what happens if you can make it 5 in a row. If we're gonna have a new first time winner of the season.
Hopefully, better luck than the number 11 in the Cup Series had this year.
That's true. All right. Well, thank you once again. Congrats on your 4th win in a row and extending that points lead.
Yes, sir. Thanks, Trevor.
All right. Thanks everybody for joining us tonight. Like I said, we're going to Daytona next week, so it should be pretty exciting. But that's all we've got for you today. And as James always says, we're reminding you to stay in your lane.